Yesterday, Luka Doncic was unveiled to be the cover athlete for the next Men's Health magazine, and he just looks great. There's no getting around that. We've gotten so many different reports of Luka taking his diet seriously this offseason, that the Lakers are very much prioritizing fitness, health, cardiovascular endurance, all that kind of stuff to ensure that Luka is in the best shape of his life for this upcoming season. And it makes sense why, right? Like last season, Luka played just 50 games total. Obviously, the trade kind of played a little bit of a part in that, but also he did deal with some lingering injuries. And the games that we did see Luka play, especially like later on in the season and in the playoffs, he did look quite tired. His pacing was slow, he was moving slow, and he looked very much fatigued early on in games. Now, up until that point, that wasn't really anything new for us as fans when it came to Luka Doncic. You know, we all knew that he wasn't in the greatest shape in the world. Then he would have some off seasons where he looked like he was getting in shape, only for the season to come around and then for him to just not be in that same shape again. But I genuinely believe that this is going to be a very different story this season. Because let's call it like it is. When the biggest trade in recent NBA history happened earlier last season, or I guess midway through, with the whole Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Mavericks, Lakers trade, I don't really think Luka had enough time to truly process all of it. As most of us probably know, Luka Doncic loves Dallas. He loves Dallas so much. He loved being in Dallas so much, and he never saw himself playing for any other team. But when the team got rid of him and said that defense and physicality and, just your physical attributes weren't up to their standards, they were taking direct shots at him, which was very weird because that was coming off of them making the finals the previous season with that same player. But to circle back to the Men's Health cover, to circle back to what Luka is looking like right now, he's looking terrific. And I think the combination of everything, the combination of him putting in this work to his body, to getting better endurance and physicality, and also just all the anger and rage that I'm sure he still feels from Dallas, Luka is primed, set up to be the MVP this upcoming season. In the 50 games that Luka played last season, being in the shape that he was, he still averaged 28, 8, and 8 on like 45% shooting. He's still putting up incredible MVP type numbers, basically what he's been doing since he's been in the league. But Luka getting leaner and getting in better shape unlocks an entire dimension to his game that we really haven't seen since his rookie year. I want you to do me a favor, just real quick, just take a couple minutes, go ahead and look up Luka's rookie highlights in the NBA and compare that to some of his last couple of games that he played for the Lakers. What you're going to see right away is a Luka Doncic that is just so much faster, so much quicker, goes to the basket more, was dunking more. He was just uber aggressive at attacking the basket while still having his patented step back jump shot and all that kind of good stuff. I mean, Luka is still going to do all that no matter what. But ever since then, Luka has kind of strayed away from attacking the basket nearly as much. His first step isn't nearly as quick. He now does a little bit more of the back to the basket type of stuff, slowing down the pace. But yeah, it's easy to forget that Luka was dunking on a regular basis, attacking the basket with so much aggression. And I genuinely feel like we're going to see a lot more of that this upcoming season now that he is in much better shape. And before I forget, I know there's going to be some people out there that will be like, listen, I'm a Dallas fan, man. We've seen this happen all the time. He loses weight in the offseason, gains it again in the regular season. But I just don't think that's going to happen again. The Lakers know that they got the steal of the century with getting Luka Doncic from the Mavericks, and they are not going to waste any of that potential, especially at 25, 26 years old, whatever he is right now. Especially when you have a head coach like JJ Redick, who is just obsessed with quality and making sure he gets the most out of his players. It's because of those things, coupled with what Dallas has said about Luka in the past, that I think skinny Luka is here to stay. And when it comes to the MVP specifically, Luka's name has always been around the top players to be being thought of for the MVP award, but just he never was quite there. There is an argument a couple of years ago, I think that year that they went to the finals, that Luka could have won MVP, but he ended up not. And listen, it's not like guys like Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis, it's not like any of them are going away by any means, but the Lakers, if they can have a good enough record with this team that they have, and Luka does what Luka has always done, only a little bit better, yeah, I think his name is primed for an MVP award. He's just too great not to win one. And now that he's getting in better shape, I mean, man, he's really just setting himself up for this. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what he looks like on the court with this new physique. And I know pretty much every Lakers fan is too. But let me know in the comments what you think about Luka, his weight loss, his MVP chances. Let me know about all that in the comments. And until next time, peace.